Good morning, guys. Hope you had a good weekend. So first I want to give a couple of shout outs. A lot of you did super well on the quiz. Very proud of you, but specifically I want to shout out Adama and Madison because their answers on the quiz were so detailed. You guys not only wrote a lot, but you added detail to your responses. You really demonstrated that you fully understood whatever concept the question was asking you about. I really appreciate that detail that you put into your quiz responses. So thank you very much and congratulations. All right, so today our lesson is combining. It's about combining two concepts that we're already familiar with. The three branches of government, as well as the levels of government. So let's get started. I will be able to explain how the three branches work at the federal, state, and local level. Today is, like I said, about combining these two concepts that we're already familiar with. So we figure out how these concepts are related. So let's start with a quick map that you're going to see in the video I'm about to show you. Our three branches are the legislative, we know this already, the executive, and we've got judicial. There are also three levels of government. We've got the federal, which makes laws for the whole country. We've got, it's a bad chart. We've got the state government, which makes laws just for one state. And at the bottom, we've got the local government, which makes laws just for a city or a town. At each level of government, at every single level, there are the three branches. So we know legislative makes laws, executive makes sure people follow the laws, the executive makes sure people follow laws, and judicial makes sure laws are fair. There is someone responsible for doing the job of each of the three branches at each level of government. In today's lesson, we're going to figure out who is responsible at each level of government for doing the job of one of the branches. We already know, probably, we can make an inference about some of these, but today is about really nailing it down so we understand what group or individual makes laws for the whole country. What group or individual makes sure people follow laws for the whole country? What group or individual makes sure laws are fair for the whole country? What group or individual makes laws for a specific state? What group or individual makes sure people follow laws in a specific state? What group or individual makes sure laws are fair in a certain state? Same thing with local. Our job today is to figure out which groups or individuals fit into each of these boxes. So first I've got a video that kind of briefly overviews this chart, and it also makes us think about the importance of living in a democracy. After that video plays, we're going to go straight into activity directions. So here's a video that both makes us think about the importance of living in a democracy and also reviews this chart very briefly. You will have a chance to dive deeper into this chart, into the relationship between the branches and the levels during the main activity. Here we go.
More than 270, more than enough to become the 44th President of the United States. He will be the first African-American President of the United States. I've been broke all my life, but I can hope all the nights. You see business in my city, yeah, they closed down them twice. I was just riding down selling one of them damn potholes. I can't drive. I know y'all can fix it faster, but I know y'all won't try. Nobody cares about us. That's wrong. Voted for Obama back in 2012. I remember that's when I had hope. People saying, yes, we can. Everybody got less food stamps. When I turned 21, I was still broke. I'd never vote again. I don't think I ever had a president make my life better. Did it out on my own. Ain't no politician ever do a nice gesture. I don't even know the man name. I ain't never seen her one time ever. Tell me how she gonna help the city. What I'm supposed to do, write letters. What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump. He ain't never really get Trump. Ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs paying up. I think they just want to keep us broke. Stay putting it in place for us. It's how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We can print it up. Let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know feel the same way. Still with this vote, and we never do, so we see the same thing. But all the votes really do count, and they'll never really let us go. So now I'm gonna break it down, because if I don't do it, probably never know. First thing first, we go back to middle school when they taught us it was three branches of the government. We forgot it when we got on. It's the judicial, the legislative, and the executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor, or the governor, and the president. Now, none of those three people make no laws. They just be checking. The laws come to their death, and all they do is say no and yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama should have put his own, we was outside he had Obama when it was the Congress members out alone. We got to focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the law. Yeah, they the ones like how much food stamp money you get on the car. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Because we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress, for the state house, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do. Okay, y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't never even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back y'all. When we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Because they the ones who make child support laws. They the ones who put your kids at school, you can eat steak or corn dogs. The state house makes corn dogs. So if the country fails, then you can't say it's simply your fault. Because y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And y'all got to leave after 4 years. We just let them say they don't want to tell you this. They want you to focus on the president. Now the third branch is the judicial, that's judges. They the reason why John Carter and Trey Body have judges. So when people don't got locked judges, so Poppy Willie be playing the judge, and I can see when they let her get voted in, because they ain't know who to vote against. Imagine like on the other side. Roads better, schools better, everybody get their license back, grocery store, food better, custody of your kids back, homeless people get new shelters. We gon' fix the U.S. Gotta start with them 2 letters, me and you. Somebody told us that the government want to keep us broke, but the only reason why those people in the government is because we ain't vote. And I ain't talking about the president, I'm talking about the ones we ain't know. So they was gonna try to keep it low. It's gonna hurt them when they see the pros.
Every time you stay home, someone is making a decision about you. Making decisions about the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food your kids eat, and how much money you bring home every 2 weeks. So every time you sit out an election, every time you don't show up because you think it doesn't matter, someone else is happy that you didn't show up, so they can make that decision for you. Vote.
So in today's activity, you're basically going to be figuring out who at each level of government is responsible for the job of one of the 3 branches. Who at each level is responsible for making laws, is responsible for making sure people follow the law. Who at each level is responsible for making sure laws are fair. You are going to use your levels and branches chart on the 2nd page of today's daily packet to complete your levels and branches graphic organizer. Directions. Use your levels and branches chart on the previous page to answer the questions following each scenario. This is your levels and branches chart. You cannot do this activity correctly unless you use the information in your levels and branches chart. So your first step will be to read through your entire levels and branches chart. Once you've done that, you're ready to figure out who has the power in each scenario. You'll notice that I included an example scenario here, but the first scenario is the 2nd row. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4 questions to answer per scenario. Notice this last question, why does this specific group or individual have the power to act in this situation? 2 to 4 sentences. In this last question, there is a requirement for the length of detail that needs to be in your response. Please do not simply give one sentence answers or one word answers. You must explain why the specific group or individual that you think has the power in a scenario. Sorry guys, you need to explain why a certain group or individual has the power in each scenario. You need to explain the why. That's what I'm interested in, okay? All right, please make sure to text or make comments on Google Classroom if you are confused or need some support.